Trump supports plan to cut legal immigration by half. Washington, President Trump embarrassed a proposal on Wednesday to slash legal immigration to the United States in half within a decade by sharply curtailing the ability of American citizens and legal residents to bring family members into the country. The plan would enact the most far-reaching changes to the system of legal immigration in decades and represents the president's latest effort to stem the flow of newcomers to the United States. Since taking office, he has barred many visitors from select Muslim-majority countries, limited the influx of refugees, increased immigration arrests, and pressed to build a wall along the southern border. In asking Congress to curb legal immigration, Mr. Trump intensified a debate about national identity, economic growth, worker fairness, and American values that animated his campaign last year. Critics said the proposal would undercut the fundamental vision of the United States as a haven for the poor and handled masses, while the president and his allies said the country had taken in too many low-skilled immigrants for too long to the detriment of American workers. This legislation will not only restore our competitive edge in the 21st century, but it will restore the sacred bonds of trust between America and its citizens. Mr. Trump says at the White House, even alongside two Republican senators sponsoring the bill. This legislation demonstrates our compassion for struggling American families who deserve an immigration system that puts their needs first and that puts America first. In throwing his weight behind the bill, Mr. Trump added one more long-awaited priority to a legislative agenda already packed with them. In the wake of the defeat of legislation to repeal and replace President Barack Obama's health care program, the president has already voted to overhaul the tax code and rebuild a nation's roads, airports, and other infrastructure. But by endorsing legal immigration cuts, a move he has long supported, Mr. Trump returned to a theme that has defined his short political career and exercised his conservative ways at a time when his poll numbers continue to sink. Just 33% of Americans approved of his performance in the latest Quinnipiac University survey, the lowest rating of his presidency, and down from 40% a month ago. Democrats and some Republicans quickly criticized the move. Instead of catching criminals, Trump wants to tear apart communities and punish immigrant families that are making valuable contributions to our economy, said Tom Perez, the chairman of the Democratic National Committee. That's not what America stands for. The bill, sponsored by Senators Tom Cotton of Arkansas and David Perdue of Georgia, would institute a merit-based system to determine who is admitted to the country and granted legal residency green cards, favoring applicants based on skills, education, and language ability rather than relations with people already here. The proposal revives an idea included in broader immigration legislation supported by President George Bush that died in 2007. More than 1 billion people are granted legal residency each year, and the proposal would reduce that by 41% in its first year and 50% by its 10th year, according to projections cited by its sponsors. The reductions would come largely from those brought in through family connections. The number of immigrants granted legal residency on the basis of job skills about 14 million would remain roughly the same. Under the current system, most legal immigrants are admitted to the United States based on family ties. American citizens can sponsor spouses, parents, and minor children for an unrestricted number of visas, while siblings and adult children are given preferences for a limited number of visas available to them. Legal permanent residents holding green cards can also sponsor spouses and children.